What's up, you guys? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you today on the Big Fight Fuel channel with your news and rumors video for Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. 3 days until Christmas, man. 3 days until Christmas, one of my favorite times of the year. I love Christmas a lot. To waking up in the morning, opening presents with your family, then just having breakfast and just hanging out with your cousins and relatives and all that stuff. Just like Thanksgiving, man. Christmas is a wonderful time to hang out with your family. Anyway, that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about news and rumors for this week in pro wrestling. I got 3 topics I chose, and we're going to go over them today. I got the Revival getting a possible gimmick change, and which will be the nail in the coffin to their decisions to leave WWE. I'm going to go over all of that, in my opinion, on this possible gimmick change. Stephanie McMahon says WWE is open to listen to the fans. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. I'm gonna go over my thoughts on that as well. The main event topic for this week, time I'm gonna spend the most on is Edge signs a WWE contract and possibly return in the 2020 Royal Rumble match. The Royal Rumble pay-per-view about 5 weeks away, I think. I'm not really sure. But we're going to go over that all today. And before I start this video, last night I reached 800 followers on Twitter. I'm at 802 right now. I want to thank everybody who follows me on Twitter and is becoming great friends with me on Twitter. I love all you guys. You know, to the people who I'm talking to, you know who you are. I love you all, and thank you for the support on Twitter so much and getting me to 800. The next goal on Twitter is to get to 900 before January 26th Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Make sure you guys go check out this week's AEW Dynamite review. I did. It was uploaded a day late. It was uploaded on Thursday, but I still gave you my thoughts on AEW Dynamite. The Dark Order returned to take down the Elite, and then Friday was episode 1 of Return to the Ring with myself and Eddie Mullins', especially Eddie's comeback story and how he's training to get back to pro wrestling, something he loves so much, something he loves and puts hard work and dedication into. I needed that before I started. And with that being said, let's get to this week's news and rumors. So I'm going to start it off with the Revival possibly getting a gimmick change, and this gimmick change is going to be a comedic gimmick change, and they're going to become a comedy tag team. Yep, that's right. Plans are for the Revival to become a comedy tag team over on SmackDown. I got this to read, and then I'll talk about the topic. According to Wrestling Observer Radio, the plan is for the Revival to become comedy wrestlers on SmackDown. Dash Wilder tripping and falling during his entrance last week was supposed to be the start of the angle, and then this week they were in a I didn't watch SmackDown this week, but I heard they were in some Christmas street fight with heavy machinery and all that stuff. So that's basically a comedy match right there. So yeah, man. I mean, it just goes to show you the way WWE thinks of Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. I think it's pathetic. You got one of the best tag teams in the world, in my opinion, and they don't deserve to be treated like this. They really don't. Their entire run on the main roster has been miserable. It's been absolutely miserable. Yeah, they had 3 Raw Tag Team title reigns and 2 SmackDown Tag Team title reigns. I think maybe 1, but yeah, I think it was 1 SmackDown Tag Team title reign and then 3 Raw. I don't remember, but the Revival were not going to re-sign with the company. They're still not re-signing with the company, but the company thought that it'd be just best to give the Revival tag team title reign after tag team title reign after tag team title reign to help them see if they're going to re-sign with the company or not. And then they aligned them with Randy Orton in September, something I actually enjoyed on WWE television. They were given another tag team title reign, which ultimately they lost to the New Day. They broke up with Randy Orton during the Superstar Shakeup. I think that was a terrible idea, in my opinion. They actually looked good with Randy Orton by their side. They looked really good, and it was an old school faction. And then they're just losing. Lost the Heavy Machinery on SmackDown. And maybe this is the way WWE is going to treat them until, their contracts are up. I don't know. I think their contracts are up in May or June, but maybe until then, they're probably going to get treated like garbage like they always do. And then come June, they don't re-sign with the company, and they're 100% going to AEW. And that's a fact. Dash Wilder posted a picture on Twitter Friday night with himself and Scott Dawson with Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, and he said, tag team wrestling. Could you imagine the Revival in AEW? Could you imagine getting a tag team match between the Private Party and the Revival? How good that match would be in an AEW atmosphere? That's going to be absolutely amazing. And if the Revival sign, which I'm 100% confident that these guys are, they're smart enough. They're not idiots. I'm pretty sure they're gonna not sign with the company, go to AEW, and then have classics with guys like Private Party, the Young Bucks, the Jurassic Express, the Best Friends. You name it. They're gonna have great matches in AEW, and I can't wait. So that's my thoughts on this Revival gimmick change. We got Stephanie McMahon, who on Monday said that WWE is always open to listen to their fans. They're always open to listen to their fans, huh? Really now? Really? 'Cause if you were open to your fans, you wouldn't be giving us garbage every single Monday and Friday night. You wouldn't. And yet you don't give a shit. You don't. The fact is, you don't care about us. You don't care what we think about the shows. The first the SmackDown episode after Crown Jewel was probably the best SmackDown in years with the NXT invasion. The show that you had Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan for the NXT Championship. That show was absolutely amazing. Did you not listen to the positive feedback from the fans after that show, saying you need to build consistency week after week, building off this show? And what'd you do? You dropped the ball and you went back to the same old garbage. What you do best. You went back and you did what you did best. Now, there's a time this year, I think one time, where they listened to the fans. That was at WrestleMania 35, when we wanted Kofi Kingston as WWE Champion. We got that. When we wanted Seth Rollins as the Universal Champion, when he was cool, when Seth Rollins was cool, fans wanted him as the Universal Champion. We got that. And then we wanted Becky Lynch to walk out of WrestleMania as the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. Got that. But look at the title reigns we got. Kofi Kingston's reign was very lackluster. He didn't have very good challengers at all. Seth Rollins became an idiot on social media. Had a terrible rivalry with Baron Corbin. Beat Brock Lesnar to gain back the championship at SummerSlam. and then had the worst match of the year with The Fiend, and defended it on social media. And then he had all the stuff on social media with his interviews where he said stupid stuff, and the stuff he said about Will Ospreay, and the stuff he said about Moxley, and the stuff he said about AEW, and the guy became into a clown. And Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch just simply had no challengers besides Sasha Banks. She had no challengers. No challengers. And then you just didn't listen to us for the entire year, basically. You didn't. And honestly, I've been watching pro wrestling for 11 years. And honest to God, this was the worst year of the WWE main roster that I have ever watched in my entire life. I'm not over-exaggerating it. I'm actually real. 2019 was the worst year this year for the main roster that I've ever watched. I thought 2017 was pretty bad too. But this year, man, I was proved wrong. 2019 was much worse than 2017, in my opinion. I'll give you another one. You're not listening to the fans, because the fans wants this rivalry right now on TV between Bobby Lashley and Rusev and Lana to end. And it's been going on for October, November, and December, going into the new year. Yet nobody wants to see this garbage on our television. Nobody. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. WWE better have a plan going into 2020. Do I think they're going to? Probably not. I hope so. They need to have a better creative year, especially in creative. They need a better year in 2020. 2019 was just not it, man. 2019 was a terrible year for the main roster. That's all I gotta say about this. Stephanie McMahon saying WWE is open to listen to their fans. I want to move on to the main event topic, and then I'll be done. Edge could possibly be returning in this year's 2020 Royal Rumble. The one event that there is unpredictability in. If Edge was a surprise entrant in this year's Rumble, I would probably mark out. I'm not going to lie. I would mark out. But here's what I got. I got an article that I found online, and I'm going to read it. There's plenty of buzz going around that WWE Hall of Famer Edge could be making a return to the ring at some point in 2020. It was previously reported by Mike Johnson of PW Insider that Edge has a pretty nice upside in his new contract, and the former believes that we'll see the Rated R Superstar in the Royal Rumble, plus a few more matches on major events. So what he's saying there is we might see him at the Royal Rumble. We could see him at WrestleMania. We'll probably see him in a Saudi show or two. And we could see him at SummerSlam. Who knows? Where did I leave off at? However, Edge quickly shut down any speculation that he could be returning to the ring with this tweet on Friday morning. Still not, period. There is plenty of confusion among the WWE Universe right now. Is Edge actually working on an in-ring return, and he's simply trying to keep it under wraps? Or is the former world champion telling the truth about staying retired? Now, I'm not saying what I think he should do. He's a grown man. He's a father. He had a podcast called the Edge and Christian Podcast, which I thought was pretty fun. I listened to it a couple times, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And all of a sudden, Edge had to leave the podcast because he had to be a father, because Beth Phoenix was on the road, commentating for NXT once a week, though. So, I mean, I understand that. I mean, if he wants to stay retired and, like, just be a father, like, at the end of the day, I have respect for Edge. Edge is one of my favorite superstars of all time, and whether he does decide to return to the ring or does not decide to return to the ring, I will be behind his opinion. I'll be behind what he does, and I'll support him all the way. If he wants to stay home and be a dad, let him do it. If he wants to come back to the ring, also. Now, if he does come back to the ring in the 2020 Royal Rumble, the crowd's going to go insane. I'm sure Twitter's going to go insane, and I'm sure I'm going to mark out. And then if he has a match at WrestleMania, comes out of retirement and has a match at WrestleMania, who would be the guy to face Edge at WrestleMania? If I had to decide, I'm going AJ Styles. AJ Styles and Edge is a dream match. And AJ Styles is the perfect guy for Edge, in my opinion. I think hopefully the storyline would be good. I feel like maybe AJ and Edge have a little similarities, but I just feel like that's one of my dream matches that I really want to see. Could you imagine AJ Styles versus Edge in Tampa, Florida for WrestleMania this year? How awesome that would be. And hopefully the match delivers. I think that would be awesome. And that would certainly be a match I would love to see at this year's WrestleMania. Question is, how do we get there? Would Edge be a could Edge be a surprise entrant in this year's Royal Rumble and eliminate AJ Styles, and then AJ Styles gets pissed that a WWE Hall of Famer like Edge eliminated him and he attacks Edge or something like that, and then start the story going into WrestleMania? Possibly. And plus, AJ has been in the mid-card for a long time now. He's been in the mid-card, I feel like, since July, when he fought Ricochet for the U.S. Championship. And now he's no longer the U.S. Champion. I think it's time to get him back in the main event scene. And AJ Styles versus Edge, in my opinion, that's a main event match. Not at but that's a main program at WrestleMania. It really is. I don't know, man. Do I want to see Edge back in the ring? Yes, I do. But whatever he decides, at the end of the day, I have all the respect in the world for him. I feel like AJ Styles would be the perfect guy for him if he comes back for a match at WrestleMania. That'd be fantastic. But guys, that's all I got for this week's news and rumors for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. January is going to be a busy month. We got a lot in January. I'm possibly going to be covering Wrestle Kingdom for you guys. I'm thinking about it. And then we got Royal Rumble and Worlds Collide. So that's going to be amazing. That weekend's going to be amazing. Next week, it's going to be basically a chill week. Since it's Christmas week, I'm just going to relax. I didn't know there was an episode of NXT next week. So I'm probably just going to do NXT and news and rumors. Maybe I'll do SmackDown. I'm not sure yet. It depends if I feel like I'm going to... It depends if I want to watch SmackDown or not. We'll see. Leave a comment down below. What are your opinions on this revival gimmick change? Stephanie McMahon saying WWE is open to listening to the fans. And let me know your opinions on Edge and your predictions. If Edge comes back to the ring, who do you think he's going to face at WrestleMania? Please like this video with a super kick. Share this video with your friends over on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Joseph Conlon. Follow Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mullins. Let's get Eddie up to, I would say, 100 followers on Twitter. Let me check how many he's on right now. Let me check. He's on 69 followers. So let's get him up to 100 followers. He's only 31 followers away. And yeah, that's basically going to be it, guys. So have a good Sunday.